You got a page. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So where we are, just to recap, so we come up to break up to speed what is happening here. Remember that when Fir'aun was vanquished, right, and he was beaten hands down, instead of accepting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had assisted Musa alayhi salam, that Musa alayhi salam was a divinely assisted prophet, what he done, he engaged in deflection. He said that that you are in cahoots, yani the magicians, the sorcerers, they are in cahoots with Musa alayhi salam. This is a plan that they hatched before the time. This is a plan that they hatched before the time to try to remove Fir'aun from his place. So that's what we're saying. So we say this is absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense because there they say, we know that these people came from different parts of the empire. The people came from different parts of the empire. They had no prior meeting to say that they've conspired to remove Musa alayhi salam, etc. Or Fir'aun. This is saying, فَجَمَعَ السَّحْرَةَ مُتَفَرِّقِينَ مِنْ سَائِرِ الْأَقَالِيمِ. He gathered the magicians, random, separated from all of the portions, the continents. مِمَّا اخْتَارَ, from that which he chose. وَأَحْضَرَهُمْ إِنْدَهُ, then he presented them to Musa alayhi salam, right? Or he presented them on that day. وَوَعْدَهُمْ بِالْأَطَاءِ الْجَزِيلِ, and he promised them a great reward. وَلِهَذَا كَانُوا, and the fact that they were his men and they were there purely and solely for the monetary gain. They were not there for any other reason. Because of that, كَانُوا مِنْ أَحْرَصِ النَّاسِ, they were most desirous على التقدم عند الفرعون, to advance by Fir'aun and do the bidding of Fir'aun. وموسى عليه السلام لا يعرف أحدا منهم ولا رآه, and Musa عليه السلام did not know any one of them. ولا رأى, he never see any one of them before that. ولا اجتمع به, and he neither did he gather with any of them. وفرعون يعلم ذلك, and Fir'aun knew that, he knew that these people here were random people that never meet with Musa, but this was his lie, right? So, right? وَإِنَّمَا قَالَ هَذَا تَسَتُّرًا, he only said this out to conceal his weakness or to deflect from his reluctance to accept the truth. وَتَدْلِيسًا, and he said this to fool عَلَى رِعَاءِ دَوْلَتِهِ, the charges of his country. Right? وَجَهْلَتِهِمْ كَمَا قَالَ تَعَالَى, like Allah Ta'ala says, فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمَهُ فَأَطَاعُوا. You check the word فَاسْتَخَفَّ, you translate it? Loud? Loud? He considered insignificant his people, right? He dismissed them. فَأَطَاعُوا, then obeyed him, they obeyed him. فَإِنَّ قَوْمًا صَدَقُوا فِي قَوْلِهِ, because verily a nation, فَإِنَّ قَوْمًا صَدَقُوهُ فِي قَوْلِهِ, they believed him in his statement, they accepted his statement. He took them like, so to say, like fools. He took them like insignificant fools, and they even believed him and accepted his statement when he said, read from the أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, I am the greatest Lord. Right, carry on from there. So they're saying من أجهل خلق الله وأضلهم. He said فإن قوما صدقوه في قوله, they believed in his statement when he said أنا ربكم الأعلى, I am your greatest Rabb. But in fact, who was he? Min ajhali khalqillah. A person can make a statement to say, I'm the greatest Rabb. Min ajhali khalqillah. He's from the most ignorant of the creation of Allah, Al-Zalim, the most guided. Right? Carry on. Yeah. So, what carry on? What Fir'aun said? Fir'aun said that this is not a real miracle. You are not a divinely aided person, but rather you have hatched a plot. You have hatched a plot with these people. Why? Why? Because لِتُخْرِجُوا مِنْهَا أَهْلَهَا, that you want to gain political ascendancy, that you want to show that you are great, while you're not a prophet, and in the process you want to remove the people, you want to take control of the land, right? You want to gain political ascendancy. لِتُخْرِجُوا مِنْهَا أَهْلَهَا, right? Carry on. Yeah. You want to تجتمعوا أنتم, you want to gather you, وهو تكون لكم, and then تجتمعوا أنتم وهو, right? That's it. You and him, يعني you, these magicians, and Musa, you are gathering, you're conspiring, right? وتكون لكم دولة وصولة, and then there will be for you a great, you shake the wasula, what? Powerful. Power, then there will be for you دولة وصولة, power and influence. So you are conspiring to remove me from my power, from my seat, right? تكون لكم دولة وصولة, right? And you want to remove وتخرجوا من الكابرة, the seniors and the current leaders, right? Right. وتكون الدولة والتصرف لكم. Then for you will be for that, right? That this plan was so that power and leadership will be for you, right? So now you had just plot, but so soon you will see what I'll do to you. Yeah. So Allah Ta'ala then explains in detail what was uh, this promise. And what is this? That I will cut your hands and your feet min khilafin, from alternate sides, right? أي يقطع يده اليمنى ورجله اليسرى أو بالعكس ثم لأصلبنكم أجمعين. Then I will crucify you. Carry on. وقال في الآية الأخرى, and he says in another verse, في جذوع النخل, يعني على الجذوع, I will crucify you on the branches of a date palm, right? قال ابن عباس, carry on there. من خلاف فرعون. Ibn Abbas mentions something interesting. He says the first person on recorded history, وكان أول من صلب, who crucified somebody, وأول من قطع الأيدي, the first one قطع الأيدي والأرجل من خلاف, who cut the right arm, the left leg, or the left arm, the right leg, on recorded history was Fir'aun. He's the first person to have initiated this vile act. Right? Carry on. Yeah. So what was the response of these magicians? They were unfazed. They were unfazed by the stress. By the threats. Why? Because the nur of Iman had entered. Remember that Surah Buruj was Sama, and Surah والسماء ذات البروج واليوم والشمس قتل أصحاب القدور النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها يقولون ما على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين وما نقموا من إلا يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض. Remember about that young boy, that when the king threw all the people into the fire and he spoke to his mother, he said, don't worry, don't be Zatul Buruj. Remember the people of the Khandaq. Don't worry, don't become intimidated by this person. Same thing. إنا إلى ربنا منقلبون أي قد تحققنا إنا إليه راجعون, that we have ascertained that we're going to go back to Allah Ta'ala. وَعَذَابُهُ أَشَدُّ مِنْ عَذَابِكَ, and Allah Ta'ala's azab is much more severe than your azab. We'll rather tolerate your azab because that is tolerable, but we will not tolerate the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is intolerable. Carry on. Right. So, وَعَذَابُ أَشَدُّ مِنْ عَذَابِكَ وَنَكَالُهُ, and also his punishment عَلَى مَا تَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْيَوْمِ is more severe than what you are calling us to do today, right? Right. وَمَا أَكْرَهْتَنَا عَلَيْهِ مِنَ أَعْظَمُ مِنْ نَكَالِكَ, that which you forced upon us from the magic, it is greater than your punishment. In other words, you already forced us to do a reprehensible act, and that is to engage in sorcery. So punishment is nothing compared to that. That was a greater punishment. It is more abhorred. It is more disliked. It is more detested in Allah's sight. وَمَا كَرَهْتَنَا عَلَيْهِ مِنَ السَّحْرِ أَعْظَمُ مِنْ نَكَالِكَ, right? Yeah, so it's interesting. So this is the principle. فَلَنَصْبِرَنَّ الْيَوْمَ عَلَى عَذَابِكَ لِنُخْرِجَ مِنْ عَذَابِ اللَّهِ. Today we will have patience upon your difficulty, upon your punishment, so that we be saved from the punishment of Allah Ta'ala. And this is how, as believers, how we should be thinking. Today we will exercise patience. Today we will endure the difficulty and the hardship of the world, so that tomorrow we will be free. That when we die, then we will be free, then we will be safe, right? So that's what he's saying. فَلَنَصْبِرَنَّ الْيَوْمَ عَلَى عَذَابِكَ لِنَخْلُصَ مِنْ عَذَابِ اللَّهِ, right? Right, that's what he's saying. That's why I said, Rabbana. So now they were ready to go it. They were ready to undergo this difficulty. That is to, rather than capitulate, rather than submit to the whims and fancies of Fir'aun, they were prepared to undergo the sabr for the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. That's why they said, they knew it's going to be a difficult road ahead. Rabbana afrigh alayna sabra. Ya Allah, afragha, pour upon us, cascade upon us your sabr. Hey, ammina bi sabri ala dinik والثبات عليه, engulf us, enshroud us, cover us بالصبر والصبر على دينك, upon your deen, والثبات عليه, and to remain firm on it, right? And take our soul, tawafa, remember? Tawafa means to take the soul away, right? That's why even the Malay people say, he wafa the dunya. What do you say? You ever heard it? What does wafa the dunya means? That his soul has left the dunya, right? You heard it before, you never. When I wafa the dunya, then you must do like this, you must do like it. Same thing, come from the wafa, right? وَتَوَفَّنَا Muslimin, take our souls, extract our souls from us, Muslimin, whilst we are ay mutabi'ina li Nabi, in this condition that we are following your Nabi, Musa alayhi salam, because obviously he has brought to us the religion of Islam, right? So now when the reality dawned upon them, and then they made dua. So see, two things you learn here also, very important. One is you have to also you have to prepare yourself, and also you have to make dua. That's what I'm saying. See, they prepared themselves mentally. It now we are ready to accept. And in addition to that, they made dua. So you see, you have to take the necessary preparations, and then you make dua, and then you put your trust in Allah Ta'ala. So he said, فَقْضِ مَا أَنْتَ قَاضٍ. Now you do whatever, make whatever decision you want to make. إِنَّمَا تَقْضِي هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. That your decision is only restricted. You can decide with regards to this dunya. You can only decide with regards to this dunya. Your decision does not extend beyond the akhirat. Yes, you can punish us, you can abuse us, you can make ta'zeeb of us, But the moment our soul leaves this, we have no control over our soul. Then we will be in the eternal bliss, right? فكانوا في أول النهار سحرة وصاروا في آخره شهداء بردة. Subhanallah. So in the beginning of the day, they were sahara, they were sorcerers, they were magicians. It was employing the help of shayateen. But fasaru fi akhirihi. But then the latter part of the day, they were shuhada'a bardatan. What bardatan means? Honorable. Right? Shuhada'a baradatan. Is that how it is? baradatan, baradatan. فكانوا في آخر شهداء. قال ابن عباس كانوا في أول النهار سحر كانوا في أول سحرة وفي آخره شهداء. That in the beginning of the day they were sorcerers, and after witnessing the miracles. So this is what the miracles of Allah's Rasul is supposed to do. It's supposed to inspire you. It's supposed to bring you closer to Allah Ta'ala. And after having witnessed the miracles, by the night time, they were believers. Okay, there's another verse. Read the next verse, inshallah. قال موسى لقومه استعينوا بالله واصبروا إن الأرض لله يورثها من يشاء قالوا. Okay, stop there. So now, remember Fir'aun before this, he was unchallenged. He said, Ana Rabbukumul A'la, I am the greatest Lord, etc. Nobody used to challenge him. Nobody used to challenge him. Now he is being challenged. What is he being now? He's being challenged. And his people are shocked. وقال الملأ من قوم فرعون, the chieftains from the people of Israel said, أتذر موسى وقومه, are you leaving Musa and his people? You leave Silu fil ard, so that they may commit mischief in the land, right? And you're leaving them. In other words, are you going to let them get away with this? ويذر ويذرك ويذرك وآلهتك, and they are leaving you and your gods. No. قال سنقتل أبناءهم. Fir'aun said, we will kill their children. ونستحيي نساءهم, we'll keep the women folk alive. وإنا فوقهم قاهرون, and we have authority above them. Pharaoh was frightened. It is been noted that Pharaoh was in some degree successful in keeping his evil people in the former ignorance through his clever and false statements. At the same time, they strangely noted that all the fury and rage of Pharaoh was limited to the sorcerers only. He did not dare say a word against the Prophet Musa alayhi salam. So interesting. Pharaoh knew that this is not an ordinary person. He knew. That's why he deflected, right? And he was scared of Musa alayhi salam. Right? He was scared of. That's why they say, yeah, he never said anything about Musa alayhi salam. Remember, until this point in time, he remained unchallenged. He remained unchallenged. He remained unchallenged. And here now, Musa alayhi salam came and challenged him, and he vanquished him. And his people are shocked. Yo, why? This person always used to, anybody oppose him, he will be severely punished. And here, he's not even saying a word. He said, Atadhar Musa. So he said what? He said, no. He said, we're gonna kill the magicians and their family. He never said a word against Musa alayhi salam because he was afraid. So Fir'aun was afraid. It's been noted that Fir'aun was to some degrees successful in keeping his ignorant people in their former ignorance through his clever and false statements. So you see, when people want to when leaders, dictators, they want to abuse people and use them, they keep them in ignorance. They don't make them too wise. Like we know for a fact, just come to my mind, the American foreign policy. They exploiting and abusing the whole world. They got bases in so many countries in the world. But the interesting thing is, if you go to America and you see that they hardly have the international news on the local channels, they only have local news. They want to keep the whole country in ignorance about what happened in the rest of the world. They want to keep the whole country in ignorance about how hated and they detested they are in the world. So this shows you that one of the ways a dictator stays in power, one of the ways people abuse their citizens is to keep them in ignorance, is to keep them to hide the truth from them. Okay, time is up. We'll stop there. We'll continue tomorrow. Just remember from Monday we'll start from this verse, inshallah. So the same play, the same what you say script plays out over and over. Those who want to abuse the people, they want to use them, they keep them in ignorance. What they do, they keep them in ignorance. So we'll discuss more of that on Monday, inshallah. Let's stop there. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.